from Colleen Lyle, who joins us today. We're talking about real estate and people who have lived in the flood zone and have tried to rebuild their lives, and some who have been able to succeed. Colleen, I mean, right now with all the rain taking place, we know a lot of people are worried during this difficult time, but you were there on the front lines. Can you tell us what the experience was like for you?
A year ago, it was a little, you're definitely taken aback, right? The community itself having that much water and a little bit of the panic setting in, you know, on that side. But in addition, when my team and I and the rest of our company was there helping sandbag and trying to help the community, we also saw a community come together. You know, a tight-knit community out in the Constance Bay area. They're already tight-knit, but they came together to help one another. And so there was, during such a negative time, there was some positivity that definitely came out of it.
And that shows you just why Ottawa is such a great city that it is. Now, I know we have a number of people who are sitting at home watching right now who live in these flood-ravaged areas and been able to rebuild their lives, rebuild their homes. Now, let's say they're looking to sell, or they have that idea to sell. What would be your advice to them this morning?
First and foremost, don't panic. You know, we want people to say, you know, sometimes Mother Nature gets a little upset, and that's not your fault. And so both as a buyer and a seller, there's no blame. So I don't want anybody to really be concerned about the fact that I can't sell now because of the floods of 2017.
Okay, now I know one worry for people is my property value.
Right.
Has property values decreased in these areas?
Absolutely not. If anything, they have pretty much stayed the same or either gone up a little bit.
Okay.
It's all about, right, it's all about the marketing and what they've done.
Okay, and I know one thing that definitely caught me off guard was the amount of time that these homes are staying on the market in comparison to last year. We're going to do a comparison to May 3rd, 2017, 67 days on the market.
Last year was a little bit of a slower year at this point in time, right? We were still in this blah weather. It was very flat. And so the days on the market last year were about 67 days in that area.
And now look at where we are today, 30 days on the market. What's changed?
The market overall has been very healthy this year. It's been very good on pretty much all points. So this just shows that in this particular area, when we looked at the comparables, that the weather and the floods did not affect the time or the values in this area. So it's still a seller's market.
Well, I tell you, people still love the waterfront thought of having that beachfront property, waterfront property. It definitely still maintains the value. Now, it's all about what steps should they go through. If you have 3 pieces of advice to give people at home that are ready to put that home on the market, what should they do? First
and foremost, again, is don't panic and put a good marketing plan in play. So, you know, if you've gotten restoration, you know, make sure the restoration has been done well. That would be number one. And definitely keep that paperwork on hand, because that's very important, because then you can show the potential buyer that nothing has truly been affected, right? And third of all, in a lot of cases, a good retaining wall is worth the investment, so that a buyer can see that you as a seller have been really proactive to avoid this pretty much freak of nature to happen again. So those would be some of the key points I would recommend.
Well, I know you were over in Constance Bay, and if you had like an additional piece of advice to give people there, especially that are looking to start planning to put that home on the market, what definitely would that be?
Oh, I would definitely, in this particular cases, anybody who's been affected by the floods, the last piece of advice I would say is get a pre-inspection. Mm-hmm. You know, if you show that the foundation, everything else is dry through a pre-inspection report and offering that to potential buyers, that again shows good faith on both sides.
Well, Colleen Lyle from Colleen Lyle Real Estate Team, I tell you, we thank you so much for all this advice.